Just describe what you saw happen.
We was just walking up to the station, and there was a loud bang, and someone crashed a car, and so I took some pedestrians out, and they were just laying there, and then the whole crowd just surged around the corner just by the gates, just opposite Big Ben, and a guy came past my right shoulder with a big knife and just started plunging it into the policeman. I've never seen anything like that. I just can't believe what I just saw.
See that person, some 2 or 3 people was trying to help someone out of the underneath of the car or inside of the car. I'm not quite sure about it. Then all of a sudden, quite a few people started shouting, "This way, this way, this way!" So I was left where I was standing, and then I started running. Everyone started running over. So halfway through, I stopped myself and see what's running, and police keep shouting that, "Why are you not moving? You run, you can't, you run." So, and then people started running like, they lost their nuts.
We'd just passed over the bridge ourselves, and we just walked down to the Mall, and then all hell broke loose, all the sirens, half the police cars from the palace left, so we knew it was something big. We guessed it was probably a terrorist attack or a bank robbery, and then the helicopter was above, so we knew something, yeah.
I walked past about 9 injuries, but some weren't so insignificant. Somebody wasn't conscious who did regain consciousness and was okay. I was shocked, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting that.
So we'd had the division bell. We'd had 2 bells. I left it a bit late because I was in a meeting in my office with officials, and we we could see that the police were already on alert because there were 2 armed police officers at the bottom of our escalators, which is very unusual. I made my way to go towards New Palace Yard, which is where the incident took place. What I saw was a whole crowd of people running back towards me where I was heading, saying, "Get back, get back, there's been an incident, shots have been fired." At that point, I just turned on my heels. I couldn't get back to my office because the escalators were both on down, so we ran to the doors to get out of the building. We had 1 in, 1 out doors, so they're very slow, and there was about 40 people trying to get out. We had, so I shouted to the security door, I was like banging on the door saying, "Open the doors, let us out, we have to get out now." So he, after a bit, what seemed like a lifetime, but it was probably only about 15 seconds, opened the doors. We all got out into the tube, and then you're struck with the contrast of what's going on behind you and a whole bunch of tourists with their children wandering around yards from where a terror incident is taking place. So I went straight to the tube control room, walked straight in. I knocked on the door, went straight in, and I said, "You have to shut the tube now. We've got to get these people out of here. We've got a major incident happening on the palace." They didn't ask who I was. They didn't ask to see. I've got no badge, no phone, no ID on me. But I think when you tell someone something that shocking, they know that you're not making it up, and they put their staff on standby, sent out a radio alert, put on the high visibility jackets, and I could see that they were taking the decision to shut the tube station and keep those people that were travelling on the tube safe. We then came outside. I rang my staff because they were in the building, and I thought, gosh, I bet they don't know anything about it. So I went straight I borrowed a phone because all my stuff is still in my office, and I rang my office. I said, "There's been a terror attack on the palace, lock the doors, stay where you are, don't move until you get further instructions from the security people." They were completely dumbfounded, and there was a kind of about 4 seconds of silence, and I was like, "Are you still on the phone?" They're like, "Yes, I'm just processing what you've just told me."